Hey, Deborah. As you guys know, make sure you have some sort of ball to roll out with, but we're also going to use like a strap or a belt or something like that today. Possibly a block or a stack of books as well, if you have something of that sort. A cinder block, something to stand on.
We're slowly getting it together.
We're going to wait just another minute or two because I think we have a couple more people signed up. So we're just going to give them a minute or two to get in. Christina, as I was telling them, you will need something to roll with, a strap of some sort, as well as a block, a stack of books, a cinder block, something like that. Something you can stand on, like a stack of hardcover books. It doesn't need to be a lot of height. All right, how's everybody feeling? Are y'all good? Feeling okay?
That's a great question, and I have no idea.
All right. We are going to work on feet and calves today because everyone's having foot and calf issues from what I understand. I do want to talk about it just a little bit, basically because I've been taking, oddly enough, I've been able to take lots of classes over this, like training classes and stuff, because they put them all online, and it's like, awesome, I don't have to travel anywhere to take these classes. So because workouts have been at home, there's been lots of plyometrics. So you've been doing a lot of running, a lot of jumping, because it's an easy way to get you moving without obviously having a ton of weights. But also the vagus nerve, which is a nerve in your body that is your rest and digest nerve. Studies have shown that when this nerve is stimulated in people with foot and calf pain, their foot and calf pain kind of goes away a little bit. And if you think about, we've been in a pandemic, we have a lot of unrest, everyone has this underlying anxiety going on that is kind of suppressing that vagal nerve input. So you're a little bit in your fight and flight, just like an underlying fight and flight, which to me could be contributing to that foot and calf pain, considering that studies have shown that stimulation of the vagus nerve can decrease foot and calf pain. So I just want to throw that out there to maybe not beat yourself up if your feet and calves are hurting. Yes, work on it, but also realize that maybe it's not you. Maybe it's just everything that's going on. And perhaps when everything calms down a little bit at hopefully some point in time, things get a little less crazy out there, that, you know, you might find a little bit of decrease in that foot and calf pain. I just want to throw it out there simply because A, it's really interesting, at least to me, being a body nerd, but also just so you're not like blaming yourself. If your feet and calf are hurting all the time, you might not be doing anything wrong. It could just be everything that's happening in the world and your body's way of dealing with it. So give yourself a little bit of space with that, which sounds really ooey gooey, but sometimes ooey gooey is just how it comes out. Like I mentioned before, because we've had a couple people jump on, you will need like a strap or a belt or something of the sort, something to roll on and something to stand on, like a yoga block or a stack of books or a cinder block or something of that sort. We are gonna do a little check and recheck. So everybody come up to a stand. You're just gonna have to lose my face for this for a moment. We are gonna check, recheck a squat. I'm gonna scoot that back just a little bit so you can see my feet more. So set yourself in your normal squat position, whether that's feet forward, feet turned out a little bit, I don't care. Give yourself a setup for a squat. You're then gonna come into your squat, send your hips back and come down to your version of an active squat. We're not going fully deep resting, we are wanting to stay a little bit active. And from this position, I want you to assess how your feet and calves are kind of feeling. And we'll come up out of that, shake it off. We'll do one more just for posterity's sake. Set yourself up, hips go back, knees bend, coming into your version of a squat. I can definitely feel that my left side is more tight than my right. The ankle's a little bit locked. And then we'll press down through the feet. Come on up. Take your implement of choice. I've got my balls here. We are gonna start with the right foot. So you're gonna place the ball underneath that right foot, place it along the ball of the foot, and put the heel on the ground. So you're in a little bit of an anti-stiletto stance. Toe up, heel down, a little bit of a calf stretch. And then I want you to let your toes just relax. So instead of holding your toes in a position, can you let those toes just relax? And we're just gonna rock that ball left to right, right to left. Your goal here would be to kind of spread apart those toe bones. So creating a little space between the metatarsals there. All right, and now I want you to actively squeeze the ball. Give the ball a big hug. You should kind of see the whites of the knuckles across the top of the foot. Squeeze the ball, hold that squeeze, and then rock the ball back and forth. Hopefully it just feels good at this point. Maybe a nice stretch across the top of the foot. And then we'll let that go, relax the feet. Now we're gonna do what everybody just wants to do with the ball, and that's just roll it from the front to back of the foot, back to front. Nothing super fancy. If you wanna make it more directorial, you can trace along those metatarsals. So working your way up and down the foot, tracing each toe bone as you go. But if you just wanna scrub the bottom of the foot, just scrub the bottom of the foot. You don't have to be fancy with it. I will point out, make sure you get the outer edge of the foot, not just that arch. That outer arch, at least for me, gets really stiff. So do get into that outer arch. This is something I could just do all day. And if you have softer balls, doing this if you stand at a desk, this is a great time to roll your foot. All right, and now we're gonna bring the ball to that plantar fascia area. So where the heel and the arch meet. So where the arch turns into the heel, or the heel turns out the arch, right at the tip of that calcaneal bone. You're gonna place that ball and you're just gonna step down on it. Now for some of you, this might be incredibly painful. If that's the case, put more weight in your standing foot. Otherwise, you're welcome to like really get into it, really put some force down, but keep in mind you don't have to. It doesn't need to be painful to work. And we're gonna create just a little side-to-side scrub. So dropping that ankle in, dropping that ankle out, scrubbing the bottom of the foot here. Left foot really needs this, or for me, I'm doing my left to mirror you, but really needs it today. Feels quite good. All right, and then we're gonna take it over to the other side. If you have, because I know some of you picked up some balls, if you have a brand new set of balls, I suggest switching to the other one if you've purchased the tune-up balls, just so you equally wear them down and you don't squish one and have another one that's really hard. Just a little pro tip there. So we're gonna start where we started on the other side, placing the ball in that anti-stiletto kind of set, heel down, toe up, little calf stretch there. Let the toes relax completely, and then you're just gonna rock the foot side to side. Try to keep the toes as relaxed as possible. Concentrate on trying to piece apart, spread out those metatarsals, those toe bones. All right, and now we're gonna grip the ball. So squeeze those toes in. You'll feel the bottom of your foot turn on. You'll get some whites across the knuckles, and you might feel a big stretch across the top of the foot. Hold that and just begin to rock side to side, just as you were doing. The movement might be a little smaller, but it'll change what you're feeling down there. Excellent, and then we'll let that go. Now we're just gonna scrape along the bottom of the foot, scrubbing the whole base of the foot from the inside to the outside. Go at it, just have fun with it, or take the time to really trace each of those toe bones up and down the foot. Don't forget about the outer edge of the foot. Sometimes that can be a little icky. And then we're gonna bring the ball to that plantar fascia area. So right where the heel turns into the arch turns into the heel. At the base of that calcaneal bone, you're going to stick the ball right there. Different foot, different experience. So control your weight as you need to. If you need more, press down harder. If you need less, put more weight into that right foot. Give yourself a little bit of a rest. But keep in mind, you're in control of how much pressure is going into the ball here. Place the pressure down, and then when you're ready, you're going to begin a little side scrub. This does not need to be fast. It can be nice and slow. Just scraping back and forth of this area. If you are super tender here, like this is a foot that really hurts for you, you don't have to do any movement. You can just let the ball sit there, get that little, what we call sustained compression on the area. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, and then we're gonna let that go. Let's come down to a seat. I'm gonna say grab your block. Don't worry, we will get to movement. We're just gonna roll our calves real quick. So I like to set myself up on a block for this. For me, it creates more pressure. I can add better pressure. I set the ball on top of the block. And where I want you guys to go for, let me turn to face the camera, is this bottom part of your calf. Kind of right above that Achilles tendon in that base of the calf area. That's where I kind of want you to set up. Let me turn sideways. Set the ball in there. And you're going to begin just by kind of rocking the ball side to side, left to right, right to left. I want you to create a zigzag, kind of going about up to mid-calf and then back down to the Achilles. Just a little zigzag up and down. It doesn't need to be perfect. Don't overanalyze it. As you're doing this, you might be getting a sense of where some tension is in your calf, where those tender spots are. Once you find a tender spot, like I've got one trapped right there, I'm gonna press down. For me, I'm gonna stack my other foot on top because I do this often and the pressure feels really nice. And I'm gonna point and flex my foot. Now, I'm not just gonna passively point, I'm gonna actively point that toe, make the muscle turn on, and then I'm gonna relax it and slowly bring it into a stretch. I like to do this really slowly. It creates a little more tenderness, but at the same time, I find those tender spots kind of dissipate quicker if I work through it slowly and really breathe into it. Deep inhales, slow, steady exhales. Like that spot kind of disappeared for me, so I'm gonna go find another one. And if yours did too, feel free to find a different one. I'm gonna find one, I've got one right there, stack it up, and then I'm gonna point and flex that foot. Maybe finding one more spot. Stacking it up, pointing and flexing. All right, and then we're gonna come to the other side. Same thing, round two. Stack yourself up on the opposite leg, and we'll begin with that little zigzag, a little side-to-side roll, kind of warming up the tissue here is what we're thinking about. Zigzagging up to about mid-calf, and then zigzagging your way back down. Make sure you are breathing, deep inhales, slow, steady exhales. Find those abdominal breaths Jen is always talking about. All right, now that you've kind of explored it, you've got this sense of how this calf feels, maybe the tissue feels a bit warmer, we're going to find those tender spots. Like I've got one kind of a little bit on the outside of the calf here. I'm gonna stack it up on this side and then I'm gonna point and flex that toe. Really point, feel the muscle turn on, and then slowly allow it to relax as you bring it into dorsiflexion. If that spot begins to dissipate some, it starts to hurt a little less, we're gonna move it into a different area. Got a nice one right there in the center, a stack up there, and I'm gonna point and flex. Really slow points and flexes. Make sure you are breathing. And then we're gonna find one more spot. chart it out, find another good spot, stack the calves if you like, and then point and flex. Give it about 2 more breaths here. And then we'll let that go, come off of that. Set the balls off to the side. We'll come back up to a stand. We're gonna come back into our squat. So we'll recheck what we just did. Bring yourself up. Whatever your squat stance normally is, hips go back, knees bend, taking yourself down. To me, my knees feel much better in the squat. We'll bring it back up. We'll take it down one more time. Noticing how the bottom of your active squat feels. Maybe it feels a little different. Mine got a bit lower. Just feels a little smoother. And then we'll bring it back up. All right, so we are gonna do some sensory movement here. We're gonna start with the ankles. So set yourself up so that your right foot is in front, your left foot is in back, all 10 toes are facing forward. We're gonna come into some lateral ankle tilts. Essentially what you're doing is you're gonna roll to the outside of your ankle, almost like you're spraining your ankle, and then you're gonna recover it. You're gonna send it all the way back through center. Roll to the outside of that ankle, pull it all the way back through center. And once you do it 2 or 3 times, begin to see if you can sense the movement of that heel bone. Can you feel the heel bone pressing in as you roll your ankle outward? Let's go for 2 more. Last one. And then we'll take that same foot out to the side. And now we're gonna do the opposite. So the opposite spraining of your ankle, you're gonna dip that ankle in, drop it towards the ground, and then recover it back through center. Dip it in, recover it back through center. So now you're spraining your ankle the opposite way. You're looking for the movement of that calcaneal bone to go outward. Can you sense the movement of that bone? Go for 2 more. If you have any questions, just unmute yourself. And then we'll let that go. Let's switch to the other side, bringing the left leg in front. All 10 toes face forward if you can. And then we're going to roll to the outside of that foot and recover it. So like you're spraining your ankle and then recovering it. Once you've done it 2 or 3 times, try to see if you can sense the movement of that heel bone. Can you feel that heel moving inward as you drop your ankle outward? It's okay if you can't, just try to feel it. Let's go for 2 more. And then we're gonna take it out to the side. So now we're coming into those medial heel tilt, hard word to say evidently. Dropping that ankle in, pressing the calcaneus outwards, and setting it back up. We'll go for 2 more. Excellent. And then we're going to come to the top of the foot stretch. So you're going to take your right foot behind you. And now what I want you to watch for is don't let the heel fall in, don't let the heel fall out. Try to keep that foot right through center as you stack yourself on top of your toes. And it should feel like a pretty big stretch, especially if you've never done it before. If you want to intensify it, you can always kind of bend through the opposite knee to create a little extra stretch. Optional but available. We'll do 2 more. And then we'll shake that off, let that go. Switching to the other side, once again, heel is straight back, so actually look back and make sure you can see that. You're not dropping in, you're not dropping out. The foot is straight back. Get the stretch. If it feels okay and you're like, oh, I could do a bit more, you're gonna bend through that opposite knee, create a little extra stretch. Excellent. We're gonna let that go. Let me see what I have next. Awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna move into some weird foot movements. A couple of you have done this before. It's just probably been a while because we haven't had recovery in a while. What we're looking for, let's take our left foot forward. What you're gonna look for is you're gonna look for a twisting in of that foot. And then you're gonna send it back out. So the knee will go out, the ball of the foot is on the ground, and then the knee will go in and the heel will go out. It's a little bit of an Elvis Presley movement of the hip. You're internally and externally rotating the hip. The ball of the foot is on the ground, and that heel is wagging side to side. So you're getting a nice big stretch in the bottom of the foot. You're trying to get the heel as close to the forefoot as possible as you wag side to side. Everybody good with that? Questions, speak up. Take it side to side. Let's go 2 more times. And then we'll switch. Bring the opposite foot forward. I think it's going to be your right. Ball of the foot is on the ground. Knee goes out as the heel comes in, trying to create as small of a space between the ball of the foot and the heel as you can, and then knee wags in as the heel goes out. Ball of the foot is flat on the ground, taking it side to side. Side to side little wag. Don't make yourself cramp, but keep in mind you might cramp while you're doing this if your foot is not used to going that short. It's a good way to stretch the foot prior to running, as well as to train those muscles that it's okay to shorten if you tend to get foot cramps a lot. Go 2 more. And then we'll come back through center. We're gonna bring it down to a seat. Let's take a lunge actually. We're gonna do it this way instead. So come up to a lunge. I totally lied to you, made you all sit down, and then we're gonna lunge. Making sure it's a nice wide lunge. Feel free to pad the knee if you need to. No big deal there, but give yourself a lot of space here. And we're gonna start just by dropping into the calf stretch. So my heel is staying on the ground. I'm getting a nice stretch of my inner thighs, and I'm sinking into that calf stretch, and then I'm gonna recover it and come back. And I'm gonna sink into it, and then I'm gonna force myself to recover. So going back and forth, let's go for about 5 to 7 times. Try to keep the heel on the ground the entire time. Work within a range that is appropriate for you. I lost count, so I'm gonna do 1 more. I'm really not good at counting. And next time you come forward, we're gonna hang out there. Is everybody okay with this forward position? Anybody having pain with this? Okay. If you are having pain, don't do this next part. Okay, don't work into pain, stay outside of it. If you're okay with this, we're gonna begin to just, as you come into that forward position, you're gonna wag the knee side to side. Everybody good with that? Not hurting anybody? I'm gonna take that as a no, so nobody spoke up. Okay, come back out of it. Now we're gonna take a massive circle. So you're gonna bring it out, all the way in, and then push it back. Out, all the way in. You're gonna think, oh wait, this is a no-no spot. I'm not supposed to be here. but we're going to help you get stronger there so that maybe you will hurt less. Use a block or something. If this feels a little iffy to you, put some weight on a block as you come through. Big circles. I just got a nice pop of my foot, felt really good. Now we're going to switch the direction of those circles. You're going to turn the knee in, bring it into that internally rotated position, out, and then back around. Big, massive circles. Try to keep the heel on the ground the entire time for this particular one. Let's go for one more. And then we'll switch sides. Take it to the opposite side. Nice wide stance, padding under your knee if you need it. Once you're in this position, we're just going front to back. Sink it forward, and then straighten it out. And then sink it forward, and then recover that. I've noticed for myself, I don't have as much range of motion on this side. It's always something to notice. Don't judge yourself over, just notice it. Gives you an idea of where to go if things are hurting. Maybe this side is a little tight for whatever reason. Let's go for one more. Nice deep forward lunge. Recover it. If there's no pain with that, then you can do this next part. If there is pain with it, just stick with the back and forth. There's nothing wrong with that. Drop into it, knees in front, and you're gonna wag side to side. Keep that foot on the ground, you're just wagging left to right. If this feels iffy to you, place that block down, take some of the pressure off. Go one more each way, and then we'll bring it back. All right, if that felt okay, no pain with that, now you're gonna take it into those big circles. Block or something is there if you need it. Drop in, bring it out, press it back around. Drop in, bring it out, press it back around. Try to keep the foot as still as possible. It's gonna twist and turn a little bit, but my toes are still facing forward. Go for one more this way, and then we'll switch directions. Take that knee out, bring it around, drop it in, and press it back. If coming into that internal rotation is a little iffy, a little questionable for your body, utilize that prop to help you get out of it. Go for two more. Excellent. And then we're going to let that go. All right. Let's come up to a stand. We're going to do some heel raises, more or less, kind of here. But some things I want you to watch for. A, are you momentuming forward to get yourself up, using the hips to propel you forward? If that's the case, I want you to take the momentum out of it. Try to just press straight down through the feet to bring yourself straight up. I also want you to watch for the heels. Are your heels coming in? Are your heels going out? Try to keep the heels straight behind the feet. You can't see them from the front. Okay? You're just going to go up and down a few times. Pressing down through both the heel or the ball and the pinky side of the foot brings you straight up. And then slowly brings you straight down. Try not to lean forward with it. Try to just press straight up. You might not make it as high as you want. That's okay. Control the up, control the down. Don't just give into gravity on the way down. Let's do 2 more. I certainly don't need a lot of them. I get tired really quickly with it. Last one. Excellent. Shake your foot out. Give it a little bit of a rest. All right, let's grab our block. Now we're gonna utilize this block. If you know your balance is kind of iffy, I suggest doing this next to a wall so that you don't, you know, like fall over or anything. We're gonna do it 1 foot at a time right now. I'm gonna use the wall just to kind of show you. Now you're gonna come into those heel lifts, but you're gonna do it from a heel down position. So your heel is lower than the ball of the foot. You're gonna press down and come all the way up, and then slowly lower back down. Once again, coming into the stretch, and then pushing all the way up, and then all the way back down. Everybody good with that? Do about 5 to 7 on one side, and then do about 5 to 7 on the other side. Try to take that hip list, that momentum of the hip, out of the equation. Just try to just go straight up and straight down. Nice job, Jenny. Looks good, Jen. Good control there, Jen. That looks great. Once you've done 5 to 7 with one side, go ahead and switch to the other side. And when you're all done, we can set the block to the side. We'll be all finished with that. Hopefully your feet are feeling very awake. All right. So now we're gonna come into some, it's a toe stand squat. Essentially what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up onto your toes. You're going to slowly come down, hips to heels, and then slowly push yourself all the way back up and set your heels down. It should be very controlled. Don't give in to gravity and just let your butt fall to your heels. Control the descent and then use your body to control the ascent. Slowly up, slowly down. Keeping in mind it's a practice, not a perfect, so if your heels fall down, it's okay. Go to as much depth as you can without losing the precision. Very good job, everybody. If you do yoga, this is a yoga pose. It's a toe stand pose, but we're just doing it, trying to make it a little more precise. You might really feel your feet working. Go for maybe, nice job, Christina, maybe 1 to 2 more, depending on how you're feeling. Very good, Jenny. Excellent. All right. So next time you come up, we're going to hold there. Now we're going to vary it. We're essentially going to do a plie. It's going to be a very controlled plie, but the goal is to get the stretch on the foot, the calf, and then have to recover that stretch. So you're making your calf work from an elongated position and then forcing it to come back. Stand next to a wall if you need to. There's nothing wrong with using the wall for this, especially if you've never done it before. Give yourself a little bit of an opportunity to, you know, be able to do the movement without fear of falling or hurting yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to assume a externally rotated position. I'm not a dancer, so this is a dance position. I don't know what it is, but externally rotated. You're then going to bend through the knees, and the butt is going to come straight down to the heels. And then you're going to press through the feet, press through the heels to bring yourself all the way back up and step the feet down. The heels should drive down as you're coming up. Heels drive down to push yourself back up. Go for about, I'm going to say 3 to 5 of them, especially if you haven't done these before. Very nice, everyone looking good. Very good, Deborah. You will know when your knees and feet are done. They will tell you. Listen to that. They might feel quite tired. Excellent. All right. Once you're all done, we are going to grab our strap and come onto our back. So you're going to grab your strap and you're going to strap up your right foot. And you're going to come onto your back. Now bring that strap more towards the ball of the foot. So as opposed to near the heel where we normally have it, we're going to bring it up to the ball of the foot. And then you're going to pull just a little bit to create that calf stretch. Let everybody get situated. On your back, strap is towards the ball of the foot, giving yourself a little bit of a calf stretch. And then from this position, you're going to play a little tug of war with the strap, pulling the inside of the strap down, which will twist the foot, and then pulling the outside of the strap down, which will twist the foot the opposite way. So you're creating a little bit of a stretch on the foot, a little bit of a pull by utilizing that strap. It should feel pretty good. Let's go one more each way. And then you're gonna stop in the middle, pull the strap towards you, and then you're gonna actively push the strap away and then gently let it come back into the stretch. Actively push the strap away, point the toe, and then bring it back into the stretch. Go for 2 more. And then grab that strap with your right hand. I'm doing my right foot, so I've got my strap in my right hand, and I'm gonna come into a little half happy baby. I'm gonna pull that knee in towards the ribs, a little half squat. Should just feel good here. Nice hug in. And then we'll take the strap in the left hand and bring it across the body and kick the foot out to the side, a nice big twist. So big twist. Breathe into it. Now let it feel good. All right, then we'll bring the leg all the way back through center. Step the left foot in, send the right leg long. Bring that strap once again up towards the ball of the foot and pull the foot towards you. Get the calf stretch. Hang out in the calf stretch for a moment. Breathe into it. And then when you're ready, we'll begin to have a little tug of war. So you'll pull the outside strap, get the stretch on the foot, and then you'll pull the inside strap. It'll turn the foot inward. So just a little tug of war with that foot. Keep yourself breathing, deep inhales, slow, steady exhales. We'll do one more each way. And then we'll bring the foot through center. The strap is still on the ball of the foot. And we're gonna point the toe. Give yourself some resistance, pull on the strap, and then slowly let that toe come back into the stretch. And then you'll point the toe, and then slowly resist as you come back into that stretch. Do about 2 more. Excellent. And then I'm on my left side, so I'm going to grab that strap in my left hand and come into a half happy baby or a little half squat position, stacking the ankle above the knee, pulling the leg in as close to my body as I can. Should just feel pretty good on the hip. Deep breaths here. And then we'll grab that strap with the right hand, take it across the body, big stretch, big twist going the opposite way. And then we'll bring that leg back through center and let it go. All right. That is all we have for today, guys. Thanks for coming. Just to let those of you who don't know, I'm doing a class, donation class on Fridays at 9 a.m. If you want to join, you're welcome to. Just text me or email me at kevinfitness@gmail.com and I'll send you the link. It's purely donations, so a lot of people have been furloughed or let go, so just come and move. It's for fun, similar to what we do here, just no ball rolling. If you have any questions, I'm here. Feel free to reach out. I'm happy to answer them, help you with whatever you've got going on. Any requests for next week, once again, just let me know. Thank you everybody for coming. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye.